I remember a short story which I heard when I was a young man, maybe when I was 10, 11, on the radio. So it's about a gentleman walking by the fields who sees a young lad sitting near a tree, relaxing, not doing anything, and stops near him and he says, "Why are you doing this? Why are you not in school?" The boy answers, "I don't know. Why should I go to school?" The man says, "Well, then you can educate yourself." The boy says, "What do I need education for?" The man says, "Then you can get a job." "Why do I need a job?" The man responds, "Then you can make money." "Why do I need money?" And the man says, "Then you can save." "What do I save money for? What do I do in the future?" He says, "Okay, then you can retire." "What do I do after retiring?" The man says, "Then you can relax." And the boy says, "I'm already doing that." The man's confused, he's disgusted and he's appalled by the answer, but he just walks away. But he's thinking, today I'm past that gentleman's age, and so we can start contemplating. I do hope that the boy who woke up and started working and made something of himself, because one couldn't survive sitting under a tree. But also, I am reminded of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's example or an analogy that corresponded to the verse 4, in which he says, "Tie a knot in your shirt to remind you as you are doing your daily, day-to-day work, as you're living your daily life. Touch that knot once in a while to remind you that there is something more, there is a purpose in this life. You have to be spiritual." So it's not all about material benefits out of the actions, is what Gita is again asking us to do. So in verse 5, Gita emphasizes that there is not a single living thing in this world that is idle for even a blink of an eye. That seems like an exaggeration. We see animals sleep, but we know that they are just resting to replenish their bodily functions so that they can go act again. Even domesticated animals have a purpose in life. They seem more inactive, but not so. The purpose may be they may be serving a selfish purpose for the humans, but they have a purpose. So, Bhagavad Gita says in chapter 3, verse 5, that not even animals, nobody in this world should be inactive, including us. And in the next verse, Gita follows, and it says that some would resort to inaction, this idleness. I'm going to become a sage. All this action for material benefits is total nonsense. That's a material life. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to become a sage and I'm not going to do anything. That is directly attacked in verse 6. It says, that person is a hypocrite. A sage is not someone who is inactive. Sage is someone who has control over all his senses or her senses. If even for a moment your thoughts allow you to crave for one of the pleasures of the senses, or pleasures of one of the senses, you're not a sage anymore, you're a hypocrite. You can be a sage and be inactive only when you have totally controlled all your senses. Therefore, a better or the more practical way to live is by constantly performing your duties. So, idleness is rejected.